What up? Back again, back again. Back it. Oh, wow. Back again. Let's talk about porn. Porn. Let's talk about porn, baby. Where do I start? Well, we starting at porn, obviously, but all right. Any obsession can have negative effects in your life. You drink too much water, you're gonna die. Too much of anything is bad. So I see a lot on the tube and just out there in regards to just, people you doing the semen retention and, people taking abstinence and fasting and all that good stuff. But I like tangible results. I like knowing why I'm doing something. So a lot of people would say like, oh, porn is bad. It's not good for you. And there's a lot of science behind that too, as far as just like the things that you're doing to your brain, just as far as your reward system. You could be altering your reward system just watching porn, just the constant dopamine that you're giving your mind when you're doing that. There's a lot of how do I put it? I want to say like background effects, but like there's a lot of things that's happening, I feel like, when watching porn that you might not be aware of, such as just like that any of us might not be aware of. Well, the information's out here now, so it's kind of hard to say that now, but just like serotonin, dopamine, things like that. I think another chemical that goes through the brain during like orgasm is oxytocin or something like that. But so there's a variety of chemicals that's happening when you're watching porn and when you're doing all that. And to be honest too, you're also kind of you're kind of tricking yourself into believing that, this is happening at the moment. So I do think there's a variety of like, in the moment you're just getting off. You're just like, I'm just getting this energy off. I feel this way. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to keep it pushing. So it's like, that's just the surface level of seeing it. But in the background, there's a lot of other things that's happening. Like, I do believe in energy exchange. Now, that's actually one of the things I really like to speak on, really, is actually more of the energy exchange that's happening during anything that's sexual. More so than, like, okay, like, I don't really believe in good and bad like that. Of course, things have negative effects. If you do something, you gotta be ready for the consequences, just with anything. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of money. Now you have to deal with managing the money, having proper time management, certain things like that. You're like, the more you say you want more, but then when you get more, yes, there's positive things that's happened, but there's also, things that you might not want to deal with. Like, now you got to think about, okay, who's really genuine? Because now I have all this money, so now I got to peep, okay, who's really genuine in my life? When I was broke, it was kind of easy to, like, it's just, everything comes with something. You know what I'm saying? I get a car, now I gotta keep the car up. Now I gotta put gas in the car. When I didn't have a car, I was just walking. But then, like, the walking gets tired. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have any bills. So everything just comes with something. I'm in a I'm single. I don't have to worry about getting presents or worried about somebody else or being responsible for somebody else. But then also at times I could feel lonely, as opposed to when I'm in a relationship, this motherfucker could feel too close to me. Like, it just everything comes with something. You know what I'm saying? When you agree to something, when you agree to one thing, you're saying no to something else. So I feel like in regards to just porn, I would say I more so see the negative effect on two things. Like the social dynamics with women, I do feel that it can throw that off. And even like probably women watching, like I feel like any, you gotta be careful looking at anything that's not what your reality is presenting. Well, your reality is presenting porn, but at the same time, it's like, when we watch porn, that's not really how real life is. Like, you're not just going up to a girl and just walking up to her and having sex. Like, it's not like that. So I do feel that, like, if we want to get into the conscious and we want to get into the subconscious world, that does have an effect. Just watching that, that might create some type of disconnect between you and real women and women in real life. I do believe that. That is one negative effect of porn. I will say, also the energy exchange, like I was saying earlier, the exchange of just, we're all connected. So when you're engaging, to me, when you're watching a lot of porn, to me, you're kind of like attaching yourself to all the energies that's also doing the same thing as you. So let's say, for instance, to me, it's like, let's say, for instance, there's a wide variety of people that watch porn stars. But to me, what if we found out that, like, every porn star we watch, we're not only connecting ourselves with that porn star, but also, like, everybody who's also getting off on that porn star too. And I don't know about y'all, but yes, we all have, we all want to be satisfied, sexually, but we all got different ways we want to do that. And I don't think some of us want to connect in certain ways that, you know what I'm saying, others are. And that's more so what I'm saying. Like, the energy when you're dealing with somebody sexually, it has to be very, like, it is, it's different strokes for different folks. Not everybody, some people is just like, fuck it, do what you want. But if you're very highly sensitive to energy, nah, I ain't gonna lie, that it matters. It matters who you have sex with. You can't just be out here just all willy-nilly just doing shit. Because there's going to be alternate negative effects that might start happening when you just start associating yourself with, not just associate yourself with people, but also just what you start doing is sexually. Like, think about it. Like, it's levels to it. You could be sick around me. But if I kind of, keep, cover up, wash my hands, do what I got to do, I might not even get sick. But the more I engage with you, you see what I'm saying? The more I'm prone to now catching whatever you have. And that's what it is. Shit, that's what it is. Not sexually, but just anything in life. You know what I'm saying? What they say? Like, you're usually, like, you are the people you keep. And so, well, I know with me, going back to the whole porn shit, it's like, I don't really want to attach myself to people I don't really even know, like, what, like, okay, yes, I got that off, but what else do? You could be on some whole other F shit in life. You could be on some whole other just shit in life. Just some whole, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't like, it's yeah, okay, you attractive and I got that off, but like there might be some other things that you doing out there that I might not agree with, and now because of this act, I'm now attaching myself to that in a way. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like don't get me wrong, like I love women, like for real. Like sex is a beautiful thing, but at the same time, once you start really peeping life, you start learning things. Yeah, it's it's fun but responsibly. Like it's fun. There ain't nothing wrong with going out there having a good time, but be very cognizant of just what you attach yourself to and who you attach yourself to. Cause just cause it look good don't mean it's, you know what I'm saying, don't mean it's right. But shit, I was at, and I'm like, I'm talking, I was that same nigga. What? Fine ass toxic nigga. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's more, really to me, this shit really ain't even about porn. Really, it's just like what you attach yourself to. And like we all know, like just because somebody look good, you can't just stop there. You gotta think about the personality, all that different type of stuff. But when we're talking about sexual energy, when we're talking about porn, like we're talking about, you know, it's interesting when you think about metaphysical things, when you're thinking about energy, the first thing people go to is something that you can't see, right? They always bring up spirituality or energy. It's always something that's that can't be seen, or you have to be in a different space, or just different perception and mindset to actually dive into that aspect of just life. And so what I've noticed in my life, having relationships, having partners, you know what I'm saying, only women, and this ain't no shot to nobody, I'm just speaking for myself. And so I've seen it in my own life and felt it, like the more you connect yourself with someone, the more you open yourself up to them energetically. And I'm talking about like a word don't have to be said. I can be in a relationship and I swear she don't have to say nothing to me and I know what she feeling. Like I'm talking about I could be at the crib and already just be in tune with like how she feeling or just the energy that I'm getting, or like, okay, yeah, we need to have a talk. So I'm already stating like a lot of things, like, okay, imagine you might be like, damn, think about this. We already be going throughout life a little lost, right? You're already dealing with your own emotions, thoughts, and feelings that you yourself at times might have a hard time with. So we already dealing with your lostness. We already dealing with our own individual lostness. And I'm speaking in first, third, second person, but rock with me. We already dealing with lostness. So we got to be very careful adding on somebody else's lostness. Like that's what I'll say. This I was gonna name this video porn, but I really probably just gonna name this energy exchange, and just like relationships and energy exchange. We gonna get back to the porn. I'm gonna bring it all together, but stay, just rock with me. Stay, just flow with me. You're already dealing with your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions and mindsets, and can feel lost at times just in your own experience in life. So now you're bringing on someone else. And so you really think that, like, and this is what happens when you're not aware of just certain things in life. Because you could think, dang, you know, I've been messing with this person, they fine, they good, the sex is good, but like, I've been having hella anxiety now. You know what I'm saying? I've been hella like you can feel off, and you might wonder why. And sometimes it's not you, it might be the person that you're actually with. And it's not even that, and it's not a negative thing, it's just that I wouldn't even say sometimes it's even a negative thing. When I know a lot of people, they like to, oh, when you have sex, you're adding on someone's sexual demons and all that. And that is true, but it's really just like you're now connecting yourself with how this person chooses to live life. And how they live life might be very contrary to how you live life. So it's going to create an energy. It's going to be certain, how I put this, unpleasant feelings, thoughts, and emotions that might arise because you guys go about life in two different ways. So whereas in certain situations, naturally by yourself, if you wasn't in a relationship, you wouldn't feel that emotion. But now, because you've not attached yourself to this person, now you're feeling that emotion. Now you're dealing with that mindset. And I can break this down in so many ways. And this doesn't have to be, like I said, so energetic and metaphysical. It could also just be like when you're in a relationship with somebody, if that person has a child, now you're like, and you choose to be with that person, you're now adding everything that comes with that person's life onto your life. And I feel like that's one thing we kind of sometimes forget when we're dating, when we're out here with relationships with people. It's like, we kind of deal with the person, but not really more so like the life that the person has lived. If I'm saying that, I know that might sound a little weird because it's like, well, duh, because of course you're dealing with the person, is their life, but at the same time, it's like, nah. What I mean is like, there's many components that make a person. It's not just strictly what you're seeing right now. There's a past, there's a lineage. So it's like, that's more so what I'm talking about. So in the energetic world, to me, it would just be like, okay, what is their temperament energetically? Where is their temperament when it comes to their mindset? If I know I'm always a calm person, I always know I'm a chill person, but then I start attaching myself and having sexual relations with somebody who's very hot-headed, well, now I might start, you know what I'm saying, like getting hot-headed or find myself like a little frustrated, and now I'm not sure what's going on. I'm wondering what's going on, what's happening to me, and it's really just, okay, you now start attaching yourself to an energy that's just kind of not contrary, but it's just like, it's not like yours. And that shit happens. Just like people goddamn be having sex and catching all types of shit. We out here catching, look, you out here catching more than just a nut out here. You out here catching more than just an STD, all that other stuff. Like, that's the physical component, but it's also an energetic component too. You wondering why you still thinking about her. And she wondering why she still thinking about you. Is deeper than just like, it's you, man. I'm really, last year and this year and last year was really a wake-up call for me in regards to every year. Really, my whole life didn't been wake up, just like learning more, gaining more information. But last year and this year, it really showed me all the hidden what do they call it, inconsistency, or all the hidden components in regards to just dealing with someone else, just having relationships with people, and just what really comes with that. Like, yeah, we going out, yeah, we having the good times, but there's more than that in a relationship. And I'm just not talking about romantically, I'm talking about all types of relationships. Like, when you decide to bring anybody into your life, you are now not only accepting the positive, but you also accepting the negative. And that shit sound so like, of course, like it sounds so basic. It sounds like, of course we would be, like, of course you would think that. But really, really think about that shit. Like, is it like the people around me, are they really like me? What am I really attaching myself to? Because the things that I attach myself to do have an effect on me, whether I know it or not. Whether I know it or not, these things have an effect on me. Like, I know it for a fact, if you watching porn every day, you're probably more so, you're always probably even kind of on in a way. There's no way you can be at flow and horny at the same time too, like that. Like, your ass just out here just, oh, she look good. Oh, look at that fat ass. Look at that ass. Look at that ass. Look at that. Like, nigga, like, you know, that ain't no way you goddamn, like, don't get me wrong, like, and like, look, they beautiful. So, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with looking, but I feel like it could be in a way where, like, you can still keep your sanity. It ain't gotta be on some, like, the cartoon dog howling and shit. It can be on some, like, I respect her. You know what I'm saying? She's a beautiful woman. And I can look at her and not make her feel like I invaded her space, or I invaded her privacy, or make her feel like, you know, now she's not safe because I'm up here looking at, like, staring at her like that. I've never liked that shit. Never been that type of nigga, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like I said, I really feel like energy is a real thing. So I know when you look at people, or whatever you put your attention to, that person can feel that. They can feel the ripples of that. So it's like, and I've talked to women and they've told me that. You know what I mean? Like, some women don't even like going out in public like that. Just because you can feel all the attention, and when you don't know about, you know, energy or certain things like that, you don't know what the hell is going on. You thinking like, okay, all these thoughts is mine, all these feelings, all these emotions around me, that's me. And it's like, no, these are sometimes projections that's being put onto you. And if you an attractive woman, you for sure getting a lot of projections tossed onto you. And so if you don't know how to deal with that in a correct way, you're going to go batshit crazy out here. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, with me, what I would say with porn is it's more than just a nut. That's what I would say when it comes to porn. Like, everything in moderation. We're at the end of the day, people got needs, wants, and desires. So I don't necessarily feel like, I will say this. I'm gonna keep it all the way hot though. I will say this in regards to anything that's outside of you. I just finished watching that Nickelodeon show. No, that Nickelodeon movie with the whole Dan Schneider shit, Quiet on the Set. And that's like, okay, my whole childhood, I was watching goddamn Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. We would watch Disney, but I was watching more so Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Bruh. Drake and Josh, all that. The whole time, these niggas getting sexually mistreated. So think about that. I didn't know the background that was going on with them. I didn't know, you know, we're watching the show. We laughing. We're entertained. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what I'm talking about, even when I'm talking about with porn, when I'm talking about with sexual energy. It's like, we're engaging in these sexual acts and we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes with that person. That person could be doing all types of stuff. And not really, like, in people in general, that's why you got to have trust. That's why you got to, you know, all that type of stuff, get to know a person, all that. But when we single it down to and focus on with porn, it's like we don't really know what these people are doing outside of that moment and what we're seeing on the screen. It could be all types of stuff going on. And even the women that's engaging in these sexual acts with these dudes, because energy transfers. So let's put it this way: if this girl messing most of these, and I ain't trying to be, but most of the women out there who are into, selling your body or selling yourself, you ain't really doing a hard background check on who you having sex with. That person either giving you some type of financial security to the point where y'all do what you gotta do and keep it pushing. You don't know what that person could have been doing. Bro could have been on some Jeffrey Epstein shit. You don't know what the fuck. So now you with the person, and now you gaining not only her energy, but the nigga she was just with that was doing the wild shit. And that's what I'm talking about. Even like I said with the Nickelodeon shit, it's like we watching here, sitting watching the show, thinking everything is laughs. Come to find out, it's some horrible, disgusting, perverted shit that's happening. And we sitting here just, we absorbing that energy, not knowing, not even knowing what's going on behind the scenes. And it's the same thing I feel like that's the main thing, negative thing I would say with porn. Like, I'm not, the whole, not engaging in any sexual act for, months on end and shit like that. I don't really know about that. I do feel like there are benefits that do come with semen retention. I do think that, but I don't think that's for everybody. I think it's different strokes for different folks. But I will always say that anything obsessive is going to be your downfall. So too much porn is for sure it leaves you drained, damn near vitamin deficiency. You're exerting out your energy constantly over, like I said, something that we don't really know. It's kind of a question mark on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know everything that you're getting back from that energy exchange. And I like to know what I'm getting back. Think about this. Would you want to eat something that you don't know what was really in it? Would you drink something that you really don't know what's in it? And so that's my thing when it just comes to as far as the sexual. If you to me, if you if I got a partner I trust and it's me and her and we doing it up, then it's different because I know it's just me and you. So the energy is just between us. So we can do it as much as we want to, have our fun and be straight. But like I said, too much of anything is bad. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, moderation, balance. But at least I know where my energy is going. As opposed to if I'm just out here willy-nilly or watching porn like that, it's now I'm opening myself up to whatever energies that they got going on. And I might not want to deal with that. Like I said, we already deal with a personal lostness in life. You don't want to keep adding on people's lostness. You don't want to keep adding on people's energy that they haven't even dealt with, that they don't even really know the answers to. Because that's what comes when you're dealing with the person. And I even, and when I'm saying these things, it's not a negative thing coming at people. I'm even speaking for myself too. I'm pretty sure there's been many relationships I've had with people where it's just damn, I didn't know bro was going to come with that. You know what I mean? What? Jobs, all types of stuff. Damn, I didn't know bro was like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's these are simply when I'm making these videos, I always like to reiterate that these are just simply observations that I'm just seeing in my life and what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I will say this even too. I've watched porn and know I had to I feel like it's different strokes for different folks. I do feel that people who are energetically sensitive, there is a certain way we gotta go about life. There's not even no faking it. I want to say we can't do everything everybody else does, but when you're energetically sensitive, empath, whatever you want to call it, shit hits you differently. I know for a fact, my dreams, when I watch porn, my dreams are way different than when I don't watch it. And that's how I know that shit it's having a deeper effect on me than just me getting my nut off. And I think that goes for everybody. Like, my dream might be more sexual in nature, as opposed to if I don't watch it, then my ass might be up in space in a whole nother planet, doing some whole other shit that has nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? So now, and like I said, we're all connected. We're in a collective consciousness. So you really think that you, even if it was just for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever, everything is happening. Everything is having a reaction. Whether you see it or not, everything is like pinging. You know, everything is just what they call like the butterfly effect. I really believe that. We're so obsessed with the macrocosm and what we can see, that the undercurrents of what the microcosm is doing, we're not always so aware of it. And I really feel like when it comes to porn, that's what I would say. Just to summarize it all up, is really just the energy exchange. I would say, shit, if you go and watch porn, at least find you goddamn 5 good videos that you go to and call it a day. Don't be on there goddamn scrolling, trying to search through shit, trying to like, because to me, that's when you kind of start opening yourself up. And you just gotta think about it too. Let's even not talk about the sexual manner. Let's just talk about the science and the psychology of the human brain. First of all, you're in a state where you're seeking pleasure. So now you're opening, your mind's very susceptible, because you're in a state where it's like, okay, I want to get a certain pleasurable feeling off. So now you on there fucking scrolling through Pornhub, nigga. Hey, shit, nigga, what? All the shit that's on there, you'll be looking at shit on there that wasn't even for you. Now you all of a sudden into it. You know what I'm saying? This is how this life happens. Things, you know, just in normal life, things we would have probably never said yes to back then. You say yes to it now just because now that might be more in your environment now. There might be more around you now, so now it's different. I never said I would smoke. Shit, everybody around me smoke. Now I'm goddamn smoking. You know what I'm saying? I never said I would drink. Now shit, my friends just drinking, my family drinking, fuck, I'll take me a drink. Like, that's how it happens. A lot of things that you said, it starts off slow. So I feel like even with porn, it's like you got to be kind of, you for sure got to be careful. Just because I think they even said it in porn. Like, some niggas, they might start off straight, then all of a sudden they bi. And you got to think about it too, is like, is that really how that person really was? Or is that like, was that like an added on thing? And there's nothing wrong with add-ons, but I like adding on things in my life that are still true to me. Not things that I felt like were forced upon me. Not things where I felt like I just really like staying to like having my core substance with me. So that's what I'm saying, as far as just like, okay, I'm being more conscious of all the things, people, actions. That's why we having a discussion about porn and sexual energy. Because I was on the same shit. Like, I can just be out here willy-nilly doing whatever the fuck I want. And I started realizing through the relationships I was having with people, watching porn, I was realizing like, oh no, like, you highly aware and energetically sensitive, there's just certain things you can't do. And it's not can't, but it's just like, why would I do that if I know the repercussions of that, or if I know what's going to happen after? And with me, it's just like the things you can feel sometimes when you're dealing with certain people. Like, I sat here, I remember, oh man, what video was that? Oh, it was the empath video I did. I remember in that video, go to that video, where I speak on like how I took a trip with one of my peoples, and I'm driving, and the whole time I'm not allergic to nothing, don't have no sinuses. But the whole time I'm driving, taking this 3-hour-long trip, I'm damn near sneezing, coughing. I'm talking about going through the whole 9 yards. And I'm just like, what is going on with me? Come to find out, my man's next to me is allergic to dogs. And I know I was picking up his energy and his symptoms. And I know I was, because when I left, I wasn't sneezing. didn't have no red eyes, wasn't none of that shit was happening. It was like that shit never happened to me. It was like so that's how that's not the only example. Like, I pick up on so many people's energy throughout a fucking day, it don't make no damn sense. And when you're like that, it's just certain things you really cannot engage with. Like, you just really can't. Like, it's certain people that you can't really, and it just is. Like, I wanna say you can do anything, but to me, I like to live peaceful experiences. I'm not gonna say I don't mind being challenged, but to me, it's like, if I know my outcome is always peace. So if I know a certain experience or this person ain't gonna bring me peace, then why would I engage in it? And that's when I'm just realizing, like, there's certain things and certain people I really just can't really engage with like that, just because of the energetic nonsense that I'm just gonna have to deal with. And in a sense, we all doing that. Like, this life, we're all dealing with each other's bullshit in some way, whether we recognize it or not. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to some of us who are more aware of it, so that way we try not to make, other people be, affected by our bullshit. Because that's one thing I learned over the years. I don't like nobody dealing with I think one of the most fucked up things about this human experience is that you can hurt people without even knowing it. You can find out you hurt somebody too late because you haven't awoken to that neurosynapses in your brain didn't go off as fast as it did in the other person. Or like, you wasn't made aware of what you was doing wrong until years gone by. I feel like that's the most, like, the mental fog we can be in. And then not only the mental fog and the lostness that we can be in this human experience, but the fact that we can stand on it. It's some shit back in the day I used to stand on. I would never stand on that shit now. It's some shit back in the day I would have never even questioned. And I'm looking at that shit now like, how the fuck, why was I standing on that? How could I ever agree to that? So that's what I'm saying, just in life. It's just like, you just learn certain things. You just grow. You expand. And I don't want to do, I know with me, I can hurt myself. I don't mind hurting myself. Like, I can deal with me, like, okay, I did a bad action. I'm the only one that's going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. We're going to goddamn do better. Once that shit start affecting other people, yeah, I don't fuck with that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's the side of myself I'm constantly every day. That's why constantly every day, these videos, it's a constant just update. What you need to work on, what we need to switch up, what we need to change. Constantly. And I don't know, like, I got anxiety, like, I'm trying to always be perfect, but just always just kind of doing a little self-check-in, like, hey, have we been consistent? Hey, we been staying on our goals? Hey, how you been treating people? How you been coming at people? Like, I can definitely say I'm proud of myself. I feel like this year, I feel like I really have, like, I've been good as far as, like, I can honestly say this year, man, I'm proud of myself. I've been consistent. Not just in actions, but also just in my thought process. I'm becoming more aware of me, and the more I become more aware of me, the more I'm taking more aligned choices that actually align with me, and it doesn't feel so like damn, I'm just making this choice to survive, or damn, I'm just making this choice to like get through the next day. That's why I'm having that's why I love these type of conversations, because there's just so many I feel like everything connected, man. I know a lot of people, like, that's why a lot of times when I make these videos, I know it's like, man, this man done went from this to that, because I feel like all of this shit is connected, yo. This whole life, like, it's all connected. That's why I can go from talking about porn and then go talk about, like, where I'm at right now. Where I done landed at right now. Because it's just like, it's all connected to me. It's all intertwined. Like, a person would never think, I'm telling you, like, no, but this is real though. A person would never think, like, oh, me watching porn ain't affecting my relationship. Or you got some people, what I watch, what I go to on porn has nothing to do with my love life. You got some people out here like that. And I'm just sitting here like, really? You really think that? You really think you out here having sex with all these people ain't affecting your mental? And this go for me too. What? I know about the God Pan Eros fame. I know. I done been put on game. Shout out my man Q Reeves. You look, the older you get, you gotta recognize that you gotta get that pen in order, man. You gotta get that god of fertility in order. B. Diddy. Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, look, as a man, not even as a man, just sexual energy is very addicting. It's very, like, it's sex. Come on now. That's how we got here. That's why I hate when people try to like demonize sex. I hate when people try to, oh, I'm on semen retention, and oh, I don't mess with women. Oh, wow, women are like, they have a very, like, that shit is just weird to me. Like, I'm not about to demonize an aspect of myself that wants to be in sensual experiences and wants to have what they call it, hedonistic moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I am gonna do though, I'm not gonna get lost in it. I'm not gonna lose myself to the sexual energy. And I feel like that's one thing, the thing I would say about porn too, it's easy to get lost in it because it's just so, like, available. It's just so easily available. Like, one of the best feelings that you can get being a human is literally so available to me in 2.5 seconds. And I can just literally just be like, the accessibility to that feeling, I would say, could be a problem. Because the natural, you gotta think about let me goddamn be careful, I'm gonna say this, but yeah, I'm gonna end it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not even gonna nope. Nah. Let's just say, yeah, the porn being on a device and being on a phone and being on something that we can just access every day, and two, we're in a very, like, hypersexualized world. That's another thing I would even like to say too, is that, like, well, then again too, I mean, it depends on how you living, because you ain't got to be listening to the Sexy Red and the Ice Spice, or be, you know, doing things or looking at things that even arise certain emotions like that. Like, I even see a lot of the, like, they got this thing where they, like, had the guys line up and the girls line up, You know, it's just as far as media, it is very hypersexualized. Of course, it's going to pull on that, but you don't have to look at those things. That doesn't really have to be in your circumference. So I'm not going to say like those are being force fed to you, but it is out here. So I do feel that like there's so many things that's just pulling on us daily, and I do feel like porn is one of those things. And it's not just even porn, but it's just like just sexual energy, meaning that like, okay, think about this. For example, it's a different experience if I'm leaving my house. Let's say I haven't had sex in a while, leaving my house, and I'm going out. Okay, I'm seeing a beautiful woman there. I might have seen a beautiful woman there. I'm seeing a beautiful woman there. That's going to, get that, get that pot boiling. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start. Okay, I'm out here. What we on? I wanna. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. What we on? Like the more I see that, I'm going to naturally, become more stimulated. But to me, that's a more natural stimulation because I'm just going out, and because I am attracted to women and I see a beautiful woman, now I'm naturally, stimulated by her. On a science, whatever you say, science level, on a biological level, the chemicals that's happening in my body, heartbeat, just everything that's going on internally. To me, that's a more natural experience, more as opposed to like I get up in the morning, I get on my phone, and all I'm seeing is ass. Like even like what they say about Twitter. Like what they say about Twitter and like certain like platforms, like you'll go on there for a certain thing, and then all of a sudden you just start seeing ass and titties. So now you're like, now you see what I'm saying? Like it's a different experience. Now I'm being pulled in a different way. Like, and this is, my phone is with me 24/7. So if I'm on an app where this shit literally just showing me sex all the time, what you think gonna happen? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, I just got up, then like, wasn't on my phone, wasn't doing none of that, just got up, went to the grocery store, just running errands. And now I'm naturally kind of just being pulled just naturally off of. And to me, it's a little different because now I'm also, even if I decide to engage with her and I want to, see what's up with her and go that route, I still have to go through the process of name. How are you? You know what I'm saying? Let me get to know you. Like, we still have to go through all the mating rituals, the natural mating rituals, as opposed to I'm waking up, I'm on Twitter, I'm looking at nothing but ass. Now I'm activated. Like now I'm just straight activated, and I already got my phone on me. So what you think I'm gonna do? Go straight to the website. Go straight to the porn website and get right. And I do feel like that has an effect because it's just too, you got to be, one thing I'm realizing as I get older, you got to be careful of instant rewards. You got to be careful of when you're able to get something instantly. You got to balance that out. Don't get me wrong. Everybody want, like, come on now. Chop, chop. That's what it's all about in the 21st century. Getting things exactly when you want. Amazon, I want that shit right now. It's my money and I need it now. Like, come on. Like, we're for the fast food. Like, we're for getting things right now. So this goes just beyond like porn too. It's just about instant gratification. That's the negative thing to me more so with porn. The instant gratification. It's really like I said, I feel like everything is balanced. I don't think certain things are, I wouldn't say not that negative. Like I said, I'm not with the whole demon. I'm not with the good or bad. I'm about balance. Because I also do feel like there are some pros from watching porn. Not catching no fucking STDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not having crash out moments. You goddamn being able to, okay, let me get this off right here. Oh, and I just dodged. Because we all know what happens when we in that mindset of horniness. You sometimes ain't even thinking straight. You not thinking how you really would be logically. You not thinking how you really would with just a clear head. It's very, okay, let's get this off now. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to go. You're not really all there. Now, I will say that is probably one of the pros of semen retention is how to have a mindset in that, being in that state, how to still be focused, how to still be centered. I would say that's definitely a positive of that, of, fasting or semen retention, all that stuff. But I also feel like, too, porn can also help with you not crashing out. Porn can also probably stop a lot of there's a lot of unnecessary things that didn't happen because of, like, sex. Like, every man and woman can attest to that. You up here trying to get you some ass, you done crashed the car. You out here trying to get you some ass, she done set you up. Like, and these are just real things. Like, that's why I like to talk about real things in life. Like, these are real things that happen in life. You was out here trying to get you some ass. Now you got a kid with her. You don't know this girl from damn. You ain't know this girl longer than damn 3 days. Like, so I will say, like, sometimes it's better just to get that feeling off than to risk that one feeling and now your whole life is gone. Or now your whole life is attached to someone that you really ain't know much about. Didn't really even know what they was on. As I'm wearing orange, the color of the sacral chakra. That has to do with sex. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think it's, what is it? I think it's like, isn't it like humans are the only creatures that have like sex for pleasure? I don't think, no, we're not the only ones. I think like dolphins do too. I think it's only certain creatures that actually can have sex for like pleasure too, instead of just feeling like they only need to have it when they need to mate. I think that's very interesting. I was looking at even the chemicals that arise during sex. And even as I'm having this conversation, I even beg to think is like, we like the experience of sex. People love, it's good sex, it's good, it's fun, it feels good. But then it's like, if we think about, 'cause, 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 ' okay, like this is what I'm thinking about. Let's say let's say I could put sex into a pill. Meaning, like, when you pop this pill, you're going to feel a climax. You're going to feel like you was loved on, touched on, all that. I wonder, would people still enjoy it? Because I do feel that even though people like to act like sex is this, like, I got my shit off, and I feel like the way sometimes people, especially in, like, in entertainment media, or just, it's sometimes very looked at as more cold. Like, people try to almost take the connection out of sex. They try to take, like, they take the connection out of sex. You're clearly, like, with another person, touching, feeling, rubbing up on them, all that type of stuff. And it's almost like they keep all the physical aspects of you touching and feeling on the person, all that. But it's like they try to disregard, like, that's still not a sensual, emotional, it's like they try to take out the fact that there's sensual emotions that's still happening at that time. Like, there's still emotions that's still happening. You can't be cold. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not having good sex with a cold person. You're not having good sex with a person who has no emotion in the sex. That's not good sex. And that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like sometimes when it comes to sex, and when it comes to even these, like, when it comes to porn, or just when you want sex, you kind of low-key still want, what you're actually asking for too is you want an emotional connection. You want an energetic, emotional connection with somebody too. You don't just want, like, a nut bust. Or you just don't want, like, an orgasm. That's not really what you're asking for. Because if that was the case, motherfuckers would literally, I mean, I guess some people are, but at the end of the day, people want to feel another person. They want to touch another person. And I feel like that's probably also a negative thing that probably porn can also do too, is that it's also like, it's taking the connection out of the aspect of sex. The emotional aspect. And like I said, it's different strokes for different folks, but having sex with somebody that you love or even like is way different than having sex with somebody that, like, you just trying to fuck. And that's what I'm even saying too. You gotta even be careful. Like, it's paths, it's choices to this shit. Like, there's, like, I feel like it's not even it's not like a problem or anything, but like I said, it's paths, it's destinations. If you're on the path where it's just like, okay, she bad, he attracted, like, if you're on that type of mindset, it's really just like, you're kind of programming that. And I ain't gonna lie, everything you do with your brain, like, I used to think that too, like, I'm gonna just do this one time and that'll probably just be the end of it. But I'm gonna be real, that's not how the brain works. Like, I'm really, like, honest, like, every day I'm realizing that shit. Like, that is not how the brain works. Like the way this brain, like the way to me the brain works, that motherfucker is constantly making patterns. That shit is constantly making habits, constantly. So it's like in your mind, you kind of just thinking like, I'm just doing it kind of like one time. Like I'm not really doing things, and it's not about to create this hardened habit. Like ain't like I'm going to choose like consciously what habits I make and what hobbies I make for myself. That's kind of what I feel like the unaware mind thinks. It thinks like, oh, I'm going to make. No, it's really like if you're not conscious of them first actions and first thoughts that you're making, that's going to be your action and your thought forever. And so it's like, that's my thing when it comes to tie it back to like the sex. When you're programming your mind to just really be on some like, I'm just on some sexual shit with no emotion, I feel like that's how you get your sexual deviance. That's where you get niggas where it's like you done got lost to sex. Where it's like you got women where it's like, oh, you done got lost to sex. You all like dried up now. You look like all your beauty gone. Like you done got it because you done used it all. Like you done got so lost to just nothing but just sex and just being beautiful and just being obsessed. And there's nothing wrong. Like, don't get me, look, I love all that shit. I'm into all that shit. But the goal is to not get lost to none of this shit. So it's like, even that has to be tempered. And so I would just say with the path of just like what I feel like porn can create, that instant spot, like that instant gratification, taking the connection out of sex, it kind of puts your mindset in a more, I'm just trying to get my shit off. And that mindset can become very detrimental to you. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble just having that mindset. I mean, look at everything we seeing in the news right now. Look at all the shit we hear when it just comes to like, I mean, the Nickelodeon shit I was just talking about. Like, you got to be careful with that just overly not handling your sexual energy in the right way. It's on some grown man speaking from experience type shit. Like, come on. We all got these where it's like, yeah, I know I should have been with her. Or I know I should have been with him. Or I know I shouldn't. Just look, it happens. It happens. It's life. But that's it. That's it, y'all. Peace.